In an age where scientific progress often intertwines with political agendas, recent developments have sparked significant debate about the future of research in the United States. Prominent among these discussions is the growing concern that certain political promises may undermine the integrity of scientific innovation. This scrutiny is particularly relevant in light of recent pledges made by former President Donald Trump, which aim to foster scientific breakthroughs yet have drawn criticism from researchers who argue that such efforts may be detrimental to the scientific community. The juxtaposition of Trump's ambitious claims against the backdrop of actual scientific endeavors raises questions about the role of leadership in shaping research environments. Critics point to the former president's track record, suggesting that political motivations have often overshadowed genuine scientific inquiry. As one researcher noted, while promises of scientific advancement are enticing, we must critically assess the mechanisms through which they are proposed and implemented. This sentiment reflects a growing unease among academics who fear that political posturing may compromise the rigor and objectivity essential to scientific discovery. In parallel, academia continues to evolve in response to environmental challenges. Eckerd College recently introduced a new Bachelor of Science degree in environmental studies, which emphasizes natural sciences, mathematics, and computer science. This shift mirrors a broader trend in higher education, where institutions are recognizing the need for more scientifically rigorous training in fields that will shape our understanding of climate change and environmental policy. Jesse Sherry, the discipline coordinator for environmental studies at Eckerd, expressed the excitement surrounding the program, noting that faculty have received numerous inquiries from students eager to pursue the new BS degree. "We've always wanted to do this, and we've had students interested," he stated. This new degree aligns better with students' academic and career aspirations, particularly those aiming for science-based graduate programs. This academic shift not only positions students for success in the evolving job market but also highlights the importance of interdisciplinary studies. For instance, students are required to complete a minor or second major in a natural science, ensuring they gain a comprehensive understanding of the scientific principles underpinning environmental issues. As senior students prepare to graduate, many are already planning to further their studies in graduate programs focusing on critical areas such as ecology and environmental science. Meanwhile, in the field of linguistics, Donna Jo Napoli, a professor at Swarthmore College, has been honored as a Fellow of the American Association for the Advancement of Science AAAS for her significant contributions to understanding sign languages. Napoli's work not only enhances the scientific community's appreciation for linguistic diversity but also advocates for the inclusion of deaf researchers. "This recognition is a stunning moment for me," Napoli stated, reflecting on her journey from a non-traditional academic background to a recognized leader in her field. Her commitment to advancing literacy among deaf children through innovative projects has established her as a key figure in promoting language rights and accessibility. As these narratives unfold, another phenomenon is capturing public attention: the upcoming solar eclipse set to occur on March 29, 2025. This rare celestial event will be visible from 13 U.S. states, providing a unique opportunity for astronomers and enthusiasts alike. The eclipse promises to deliver spectacular views, particularly along the northeastern coast, where up to 86% of the sun will be obscured. Observers are reminded of the importance of protective eyewear during this event, reinforcing the intersection of scientific phenomena and public engagement. In conclusion, as the scientific landscape continues to navigate the complexities of political influence, environmental challenges, and educational advancements, it becomes increasingly clear that the future of research and innovation hinges on a commitment to integrity, inclusivity, and interdisciplinary collaboration. The developments at Eckerd College and the recognition of scholars like Napoli demonstrate that while challenges abound, there remains a strong foundation for progress in the scientific community. As we look ahead, the anticipation surrounding upcoming events like the solar eclipse serves as a reminder of the wonders that science can unveil even amid a backdrop of uncertainty. The Trump administration's recent actions against mRNA vaccines have raised significant concerns among scientists and biotech leaders, posing a potential threat to American dominance in biotechnology. This comes less than a year after the U.S. played a leading role in developing mRNA technology that was crucial in combating the COVID-19 pandemic. The rapid authorization of mRNA vaccines from Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna highlighted the strength of American innovation, supported by over $330 million in federal NIH grants that laid the groundwork for this groundbreaking technology. Despite the evident success of mRNA vaccines in saving lives and preventing severe disease, the current political climate has shifted dramatically. Misinformation surrounding mRNA technology has surged, with false claims suggesting that these vaccines can alter DNA or cause severe health issues. This has spurred a movement among some lawmakers to restrict or eliminate federal funding for mRNA research. As Amesh Adalja, an infectious disease physician, noted, removing federal funding of mRNA vaccine technology would compromise pandemic preparedness greatly. With influential figures like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. now at the helm of health efforts, the National Institutes of Health (NIH) has begun reviewing its investments in mRNA research. Reports indicate that NIH officials have advised scientists to omit references to mRNA technology from grant applications, signaling a troubling pivot away from a field that has shown immense potential in treating a host of diseases, from cancer to infectious diseases like bird flu. The repercussions of these changes could be dire for the American biotech sector, which is currently at the forefront of a market expected to reach $70 billion by 2032. Analysts warn that if funding cuts become widespread, the U.S. risks ceding its leadership in pharmaceuticals to countries like China and those in Europe. PitchBook analyst Kes Hellel emphasized that if the FDA slows its approval processes, the world follows, and a retreat from mRNA vaccine development would likely lead to accelerated advancements abroad. The mRNA technology's appeal lies in its rapid adaptability. Unlike traditional vaccines, mRNA therapies can be swiftly modified to address emerging health threats. This was evidenced during the pandemic, when mRNA vaccines were developed in record time. The NIH has also been exploring mRNA applications for other infectious diseases, including HIV and various cancers. However, the current political environment threatens to stymie this momentum. Entrepreneurs in the biotech space are already feeling the impact. Jacob Glanville, CEO of Centavax, which is working on a universal flu vaccine, expressed concern that while his company could continue without federal support, progress would be significantly slower. This sentiment resonates across smaller biotech firms that rely heavily on NIH funding. Hellel emphasized that cuts to mRNA research could lead to a decrease in new ventures and innovations, ultimately stifling the growth of the biotech ecosystem. Moreover, the fallout of the attack on mRNA technology could extend beyond vaccines. Recent studies have indicated promising results for mRNA-based treatments in various therapeutics, including cancer and heart disease. However, proposed legislation in states like Texas threatens to ban these treatments, which would hinder clinical trials and potentially limit patient access to life-saving therapies. The broader implications of the administration's approach echo a historical pattern where political agendas have influenced scientific research funding. With mRNA technology at a crossroads, the stakes are higher than ever. If the trend of misinformation and political maneuvering continues, it could reshape the landscape of American medicine for years to come. Looking ahead, the biotech community is bracing for a turbulent future. The potential for innovation in mRNA-based therapies remains vast, but it hinges on a supportive regulatory environment. As researchers and entrepreneurs navigate this challenging landscape, the hope is that the lessons learned from the pandemic will underscore the importance of scientific integrity and the critical role of mRNA technology in ensuring global health. The next few years will be pivotal in determining whether the U.S. can maintain its leadership in biotechnology or whether it will see its dominance erode in the face of political challenges and misinformation. Recent research at Northwestern Medicine has unearthed critical insights into how ovarian cancer stem cells adapt to evade treatment, providing a promising avenue for future therapies. In a groundbreaking study published in Advanced Science, a team led by Daniela Mattei, MD, Chief of Reproductive Science and Medicine, explored the genetic structure of these resilient cells. They discovered that ovarian cancer stem cells possess an increased number of chromatin packing domains, which significantly enhances their ability to adjust gene expression in response to therapeutic stressors such as chemotherapy. Mattei explained, within cancer there is a rare population of cancer stem cells that are able to renew themselves and also give rise to other cancer cell populations. These cancer stem cells are considered to be the root of cancer. They are resistant to chemotherapy, and our question was, how are they different from other cancer cells? The research team utilized advanced optical spectroscopic nanosensing technology to investigate the organizational differences in DNA within these stem cells, revealing that they could effectively activate genes responsible for DNA repair, an ability that underscores their adaptability. The Dean Bachman, Ph.D., co-senior author of the study, emphasized the implications of these findings, stating cancer stem cells are masters at adapting to anti-cancer therapeutics. This is rooted in their cellular transcriptional memory, which in turn is encoded in chromatin geometry. The researchers found that certain epigenetic drugs, particularly DNA methyltransferase inhibitors, could reduce the number of chromatin packing domains, making cancer cells more susceptible to chemotherapy. We can eradicate them in vitro and in vivo and make them more sensitive to chemotherapy, reversing that phenotype, Mattei added. The study not only paves the way for potential new treatment strategies targeting chromatin architecture, but also raises critical questions about the broader spectrum of treatment-resistant cells in cancers. Mattei and Bachman plan to continue their research to identify additional compounds that can effectively target these chromatin packing domains. In a parallel conversation, the vital role of federal support for biomedical research and its implications for future medical breakthroughs has come into sharp focus. Experts from the University of Washington voiced concerns regarding recent cuts to research funding, emphasizing that nearly every modern medical treatment can trace its roots back to research financed by institutions like the National Institutes of Health (NIH). Deborah Fuller and Patrick Mitchell highlighted the chronic underfunding of crucial research as a significant threat to public health, underscoring how such cuts could stall progress in areas as critical as cancer treatment, autoimmune diseases, and pandemic preparedness. The authors noted that the NIH has historically been the largest funder of cancer research globally, contributing to a remarkable 33% decrease in cancer mortality rates from 1991 to 2021. They urged that continued investment is essential as breakthroughs in cancer treatment have led to life-saving therapies and vaccines such as those for HPV, which has significantly reduced cervical cancer deaths. They warned, however, that decreasing funding could halt this momentum, leaving millions vulnerable to preventable diseases. Moreover, the exploration of low-intensity focused ultrasound LIFU has emerged as a promising non-invasive treatment modality that could revolutionize how we approach various medical conditions, including cancer and psychiatric disorders. Researchers at Columbia University are investigating the potential of LIFU to enhance drug delivery to the brain and treat conditions such as Alzheimer's disease and certain types of cancer. Biomedical engineer Elisa Kanafagu described how LIFU can temporarily open the blood-brain barrier, allowing therapeutic agents to penetrate areas that were previously inaccessible. This innovative approach not only represents a significant leap forward in treatment efficacy but also embodies a shift toward more patient-centered, non-invasive healthcare solutions. As researchers continue to decode the complexities of cancer resilience and the implications of funding cuts on biomedical advancements, the future of cancer treatment and broader medical innovations remains uncertain. The ongoing work at institutions like Northwestern University and Columbia University illustrates the potential for groundbreaking developments. However, the path forward will depend heavily on maintaining robust federal support for scientific research. Continued investment in these areas is not just about advancing technology. It is about safeguarding public health and ensuring that future generations have access to life-saving treatments and medical breakthroughs. In the rapidly evolving intersection of education and artificial intelligence, the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative (CZI) is making significant strides to enhance the development of AI tools that are deeply rooted in learning science. At the recent South by Southwest EDU 2025 conference, experts highlighted the potential of CZI's knowledge graph, a structured dataset designed to align AI applications with high-quality instructional materials and state academic standards. By bridging the gap between educational needs and technological capabilities, CZI aims to empower educators and transform learning experiences. During a compelling discussion at South by Southwest EDU, Yusuf Ahmad, CEO of the nonprofit technology organization PlayLab, and Annika Bruce, Director of Content and Coaching in Math for Leading Educators, elaborated on how AI can augment rather than replace the role of teachers. AI is already changing how we teach and learn, and the best tools are making it easier for teachers to do what they do best: help students succeed, Ahmad emphasized. With PlayLab's platform, educators can build and test AI-powered tools tailored to their instructional needs, such as breaking down complex math standards into digestible components. Bruce's innovative Math Standards Unpacking tool exemplifies this collaboration, enabling teachers to design effective lessons and assessments that align with curriculum standards. However, both Ahmad and Bruce acknowledged the hurdles educators face in implementing research-backed instruction. What first-year teacher can actually build quality curriculum in their first year? No one. Bruce remarked, shedding light on the challenges many educators encounter without robust support systems. The knowledge graph plays a critical role in ensuring that AI tools are not only accurate but also relevant to educators' needs. By providing a structured network of datasets, it allows developers to create AI outputs that are informed by learning science. What does it look like to take powerful ideas in the science of learning and connect those ideas to the possibilities of using this new technology? Ahmad queried, highlighting the integration of foundational educational principles with AI advancements. CZI's partnership with PlayLab is currently in a closed beta phase, focusing on enhancing the effectiveness of their platform for educators using the widely adopted illustrative math curriculum. This collaboration aims to incorporate academic standards from all 50 states, ensuring that tools developed using Knowledge Graph are aligned with rigorous educational benchmarks. As the landscape of education technology continues to evolve, CZI remains committed to addressing the specific needs of educators. By empowering edtech teams to create pedagogically sound solutions, they seek to bridge the gap between AI advancements and classroom realities. Bruce encapsulated the sentiment, stating, AI, it's amazing. You should not stray away from it. How do we actually utilize it so that it works for our benefit? Looking ahead, the potential for AI in education is vast. By working alongside researchers, educators, and developers, initiatives like CZI's Knowledge Graph pave the way for innovative tools that can genuinely enhance teaching and learning processes. As the integration of AI into educational frameworks continues, the focus will remain on ensuring that these technologies are not only effective but also equitable and accessible to all students. In parallel developments, the Trillion Parameter Consortium (TPC) has announced its inaugural Global AI for Science conference to be held in San Jose, California from July 28 to 31, 2025. This event will gather leaders from academia, industry, and national laboratories to discuss best practices for utilizing AI in scientific discovery. TPC aims to foster collaboration across various sectors, emphasizing the importance of AI in addressing significant scientific and engineering challenges. With over 80 member organizations, TPC is committed to advancing AI responsibly and transparently, reinforcing the notion that the integration of AI into various domains is not merely an opportunity but a necessity for future innovation. As advancements in AI continue to unfold, initiatives like those led by CZI and TPC highlight the transformative power of technology in both education and science. The future promises to be shaped by these collaborative efforts, aiming for a society where AI not only enhances functionality but also enriches the human experience, driving progress in diverse fields. In an era increasingly defined by the pursuit of sustainable energy solutions, Type 1 Energy, a Knoxville-based nuclear fusion company, has made headlines by declaring that there are no scientific barriers to developing the world's first commercial nuclear fusion power plant. As the company prepares to embark on this ambitious endeavor, it has released a series of peer-reviewed papers that detail the scientific underpinnings of its innovative design, prompting excitement and optimism within the energy sector. The company aims to construct a pilot fusion power plant named Infinity 1 at the Tennessee Valley Authority's TVA decommissioned Bull Run coal plant, with construction set to begin next year. This initiative represents a significant step in the long-standing quest for practical nuclear fusion energy, a process that promises to provide a nearly limitless and clean energy source by fusing hydrogen isotopes at extreme temperatures. Unlike conventional nuclear reactors that rely on fission, the splitting of heavy atoms, fusion mimics the processes of the sun combining light nuclei to release energy. Type 1 Energy's stellarator design is at the forefront of this venture, employing complex magnetic fields to confine plasma heated to temperatures exceeding 100 million degrees Celsius. The company's chief science and engineering officer, John Canick, emphasized that the fundamental physics required for this project is already well understood, stating, "We don't need a scientific breakthrough to figure out how the heck we're going to do this." The confidence in their approach is bolstered by extensive computational work, including over 70,000 simulations conducted on supercomputers, which have clarified the system's operational parameters. The company's track record is impressive. Although it has not yet built a stellarator under its own banner, its team members have previously operated some of the world's most advanced fusion facilities, such as Germany's Wendelstein 7X. This foundation of experience positions Type 1 Energy uniquely in the competitive landscape of nuclear fusion research and development. The enthusiasm surrounding this project is reflected in Type 1 Energy's recent agreements and funding successes. In February, the company secured a partnership with TVA to develop a pilot fusion plant. And last year it completed an $82.4 million fundraising round, attracting significant investment from notable figures including Bill Gates. The company is currently gearing up to raise an additional $200 million to advance its technology, underscoring its commitment to realizing fusion energy. Additionally, the broader context of nuclear fusion advancements is noteworthy. Type 1 Energy is not alone in its push towards practical fusion power. Other companies such as Commonwealth Fusion Systems and General Fusion are also making strides in this area. Commonwealth Fusion Systems has begun assembling its pilot fusion reactor, while General Fusion has successfully created plasma, a critical step toward operational fusion reactors. Amidst these developments, the future of fusion power appears increasingly promising. If Type 1 Energy and its peers can overcome the engineering challenges ahead, they could revolutionize energy production, significantly reducing reliance on fossil fuels and contributing to global efforts to combat climate change. The prospect of powering the world with fusion, an energy source that produces minimal waste and utilizes abundant fuels, could reshape the energy landscape for generations to come. As Type 1 Energy prepares to transition from concept to construction, all eyes will be on Knoxville, where the company could potentially lead the charge in a new era of clean energy. The implications of their success, or even the hurdles they encounter, will resonate well beyond the state of Tennessee, influencing energy policies and technological advancements worldwide. With plans to complete the prototype by early 2029, the coming years will be pivotal in determining whether fusion energy can finally fulfill its long-promised potential. In an exciting advancement in the field of superconductivity, researchers at the National University of Singapore (NUS) have unveiled a novel class of high-temperature superconductors that do not rely on copper. This breakthrough could significantly alter the landscape of materials science and electronics, as the newly developed nickel oxide compound known as SMUCANIO2 showcases superconductivity at temperatures nearing 40 Kelvin (-233 degrees Celsius), all while functioning under ambient pressure conditions. Historically, the pursuit of high-temperature superconductors has predominantly centered around copper-based materials, which typically require extreme pressure to exhibit their superconducting properties. This reliance on copper not only complicates the practical application of such materials but also limits the exploration of other potential candidates. The NUS research team tackled this challenge by investigating the structural intricacies of existing superconducting materials, leading to the formulation of a phenomenological model that correlates superconducting temperatures with interlayer interactions among atomic structures. Conventional high-temperature superconductors often require prohibitively high pressures, complicating their integration into practical devices, said co-author Dr. Chow. Our findings suggest that unconventional high-temperature superconductivity is not exclusive to copper but could be a broader property among elements in the periodic table. Employing this model, the researchers synthesized a highly crystalline and pure-phase nickel oxide material, ensuring minimal structural defects that could otherwise skew the superconducting properties. This meticulous approach confirmed the compound's ability to exhibit zero electrical resistance at relatively accessible temperatures, which could pave the way for more practical applications in modern electronics. The implications of this discovery extend beyond the immediate realm of high-temperature superconductors. The research suggests a vast potential for other materials to exhibit similar superconducting characteristics, encouraging further exploration into the periodic table for undiscovered superconductors. The study underscores the importance of not only identifying new materials but also understanding the fundamental mechanisms that govern their superconducting behavior. The researchers are already planning to expand upon their findings by experimenting with doping or introducing impurities to the compound to modify its electronic properties, as well as assessing how uniform pressure applications might further influence its superconducting capabilities. While the journey to fully realize the potential of SMUCANIO2 is still unfolding, it stands as a promising step toward the development of more efficient, accessible, and versatile superconducting materials, potentially revolutionizing the future of technology and energy systems. The findings have been published in a recent issue of Nature, marking a significant milestone in the ongoing exploration of superconductivity. As researchers continue to delve into this promising avenue, the potential for groundbreaking applications in various fields, including quantum computing and energy transmission, remains vast and exciting.